Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Naaman with the DC Camp, Great Millstone, back for another video. But first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. I'd like to send salutations out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth across these four corners of the earth, while we're trying to wake up the remaining, hopefully elect, because time is very, very short. All right, this is Naaman, okay, again with the DC Camp. And what we have here is an older video. This is over 3 years old, and the reason I'm playing this now because we've come back around full circle. The same candidate, instead of as VP, well, we still got the two of the main players, but the main one has dropped out, and that's president. He's no longer running for re-election. So we have his vice president, and it's all kinds of shit going on behind the scenes. All right, because no one wants this woman, all right, to step into the main spot, that being the president. That's going to be all kinds of chaos. All right. But what we're doing here is going over their past and highlighting why none of these two should have been, if Jake, instead of being all emotional, were to do a little research, all right, none of them should have ever made it. All right, so here we go. We're going to roll the video. Not going to waste any more time. Now remember, this is over 3 years ago. All right.
Look at Maxine Waters to show you there's an agenda. She actually was out advocating for people to spit on somebody with a MAGA hat if they had support Trump bumper sticker, break out the car windows, turn the things over, get unruly and burn stuff up. That actually is incitement of violence, which is in fact criminal. Now, they don't go after her, they just have this thing on Trump. Now, I don't particularly like Trump, but I'm not against him. I did not vote for that damn fool that they had running against him, that racist dog that I heard the first time in 1972 when I was doing an intern thing at a DC think tank, when he was out there with James O. Eastland, John B. Stennis, Faubus came in from Arkansas. That's the fool who said they'd never integrate the Little Rock High School. They had Wallace there, who was wheeled in, and they had Byrd, former Grand Dragon of the Klan, and they were talking about this young man who had a stupid-looking ducktail like he was back in the 1950s, was the last true yellow dog Dixiecrat, and they were talking about Joe Biden, who got up there, and when the speech he gave, I mean, I was really offended. I heard it right outside the state capitol building in Dover, which was a rundown, ransackled old house.
People to think he can't do any wrong.
Years old.
Listen to this.
And he said, Negro children are like roaches. If they're allowed to integrate the schools, they will infest them, and they will never be gotten out. Negro.
Who said that? Joe Biden said that?
Yeah, I heard it. Saw it.
Paying your bills on time raises your credit score, right? Wrong. In fact, this is one of the three.
Sorry about that.
He said Negroes were animals and they turned the streets into jungles. And he and Senator Eastland had a plan where they could put all of these Negro animals in zoos. Now, we talk about the 94 crime bill. That wasn't shit. The 91 was bad. The 91 was really bad. The 81 was the one where one rock got you 5 years, which due to some other stuff Biden and Stennis and Eastland did, it wasn't 5 years with parole. They abolished federal parole. So you get 5 years, you get 60 months, and you get released with all good and honor time at 56 months from federal custody. And then that was the 81 one, then there was the 79 and the 77. So let's give blame where blame is due. That bastard has been a racist dog, and he used to talk about he understood the Negro because he was raised in Delaware. And he said Delaware was a proud slave-owning state that basically copped out by not going with the South during the rebellion as it should have, because they were too close to D.C. to not be intimidated. So I listened to this racist dog. I kept up with him because I was practicing criminal law, and federal criminal trials became almost a lynch thing because of what is allowed. By the way, if you ever get interrogated by the feds, never say, I don't know what happened. I don't know anything about it. Because you will get convicted on one count of an indictment making a knowingly false statement to a federal investigator. You know why? Because they tell you what you're there for, so you know what you're there for. So when you say, I don't know nothing about it, you did because they told you. With the feds, you say, I have nothing to say, or I refuse to make a statement. I want a lawyer. But if you're talking with the state, you say, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Fuck you, you know. But with the feds, watch what you say. Because in the federal system, thanks to Biden, Stennis, Eastland, and some other these yellow dog Dixiecrat races, what happens is...
And let's be clear, that was all because of their attitude toward us, toward Jake. Jake don't know this. He takes the same attitude with the feds as he does with the locals, not knowing that lying to a fed is that's a charge there. All right, pretty much the same thing he's talking about here, because again, if they roll up on you, that means they've got enough evidence to do so. All right, so you saying, I don't know what you're talking about, trying to play, you know how Jake is. All right, now how many people knew that? These motherfuckers have plenty of devices, and again, this is something we're out here on the highways and byways trying to tell our people. Now, this part of it, what he's talking about, is like way too late in that, but we're in the game for that. But the system is falling apart anyway. But here's the dangerous part: when the rule of law is done away with, oh boy, and that's what we're out here trying. That's why we use scriptures like Isaiah 33:6. All right, let's get that real quick, because this is what's coming. If you don't get all this knowledge while you can, you're in for a very, very miserable and could be short life, really. What it boils down to, this is Isaiah 33:6. It said, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Stability. All right, what are we talking about when we're talking about stability? Firmness, security, moral fidelity, faith. All right, truth. All these things come into play. Your emotional state. Because initially, yeah, everybody, including us, going to think, oh, shit. All right, but being rooted, all right, hey, it's far more easier, all right, to come back. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I'm on solid ground. All right. And wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Most High Yahweh is his treasure. Because through these prophecies, through these scriptures, we understand these prophecies and these things we've expected all along. So it's not going to be as big of a shock. Initially, yeah. All right. Everything's down. Everybody for themselves. But this is when, yes, because this is what we've been looking for all along, you know. The fear of the Most High, and that's another thing. The Christian church does not teach our people and has not taught our people the fear of the Most High. For one thing, you've been worshiping someone else, something else. All right. Another area you don't listen to us in. Back to the video.
They've set it up so you get tried by ambush if it is a criminal case, and if you are absolutely innocent, you don't know shit about what happened. Eastland and Stennis and Biden set something else up where they deliberately set the rules so that a prosecutor could knowingly not knowing, but know that he had no case that could get an conviction, but deliberately go after you for the purpose of bankrupting you so your ability to operate is destroyed. Now, that's one of the bad things that bastard did. And then you got Queenla Imhoff in there. You know who Imhoff is?
No.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Mrs. Imhoff, Vice President of the United States, who goes by her maiden name,
Miss Kamala?
Kamala Harris.
Hey, he's saying this for a reason. Listen.
She's got 2 Jewish children she adopted. She's married a Jewish husband who's got a interesting...
I'm scared to talk about Kamala Harris. I'm going to let you have that one.
She's a witch, and she is a corrupt witch. She's been corrupt her whole life, and she fucked her way to the top. They used to detail this witch in the LA Times with her sexual escapades. She fucked damn near everybody trying to get up. She used to be a frat hoe when she was at Howard. And she ain't black. You know,
I ain't got to do with this, Miss Harris.
I mean, well, don't, but she's
I don't know, I'm just listening.
Well, here's the thing. I actually met her father in Jamaica. I was the guest, sat at the Governor General's table, and he was a professor.
Okay.
And he represents as a Hindu Brahmin. He admittedly has some Irish in him. All right? The person that Kamala Harris is saying is her black great-grandmother is, in fact, according to Daddy, in an article he wrote, which has now been cleaned up on the online edition of that magazine, was a Hindu house servant, not a black woman. So her mother is listed on her birth certificate as Caucasian, even though she's dark. But she's a Hindu Brahmin, Tamil caste. Now, interestingly, do you know what the anthropological name is for what Kamala Harris and her parents are?
No, sir.
Indo, I-N-D-O hyphen Aryan. See, they are the original Aryans, but Adolf Hitler and his boys told a big lie. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryans from the far north did not exist, never existed. They were the dark to swarthy to paper bag brown, dark-eyed, dark, coarse-haired Indo-Aryans from India. Those actually settled Germany, and some other people came in from the steppes that lightened everything up a bit.
And that's who Hitler also, well, I should say, those people, they stole the idea, the swastika, all right, that came from them also, all right?
So that lie is being told. So you get the Aryan Brotherhood, the Aryan Nation. What's going on is the Aryans, they claim to be one with, look like Queenla or Queen Harris. You know, I guess what she did is, you know, LA Times ranked her out. I was out in LA, you know, when she was really
I can see this article.
Before that, she got out and they ran a thing that when she went to law school, Willie Brown, that was his mistress. They used to have guards.
I heard about that,
where they had one I loved. It was a scene, Willie Brown sitting behind a desk with his tongue hang out, and Camilla is raising up after doing him, you know. And they ran this thing where he got her a job with a medical supply company that did business with the city of San Francisco. He got her a gig for 15 hours a week. For $72,000 a year, and you have to understand that was 35 years ago. And then when they carried a thing where she moved up to 20 hours a week, she getting paid 120 grand for a part-time gig, and he bought her a 750i BMW.
Mm-hmm.
She was earning that. So then she had this thing where she was trying to get on with this big firm that wouldn't hire, so she started screwing one of your buddies, an NBA player who was their biggest client. So she got hired. So then they ran a scandal sheet on her where she was trying to get on with the DA's office, so she started screwing the deputy chief DA to get on.
So you see, and that was just shy of 10-minute snippet. Now the whole interview is over 2 hours. So I just chose this to get straight to the point. But see, this is important to know who you're electing into office. Now, this woman, pretending to be one of us because she had certain skin tone, and Jake is just just falls for that. I mean, it's so easy to get Jake on that. One, that's what you get for claiming to be black when you're not, and thinking everybody that has anything close to your skin tone is your people. That's not how it works. So here she is. She played that game. All I can say is from the time she was at Howard, she got into Howard, she played that game. Made certain connections. Hey, she did it the way she did it. Climbed that ladder. All the while, she never had any... We're not her people. She knows that. The problem is, our people don't until... I mean, it's a little too late now, but a lot of them, you see a lot of these comments on some of these videos, and you read the comments, and there are a lot of them will say, she ain't our people, she ain't our people, I ain't voting for her. Or they'll turn that comment she made about, I'm not doing anything exclusively for black folks. Comments are saying, well, we're not going to do anything exclusively for you, as in vote. All right, so, hey, I say she's had a hell of a long shot to win, but I wouldn't be surprised because the way I'm looking at it, the way I see it, these motherfuckers have an agenda they have yet to finish, and they're scared that Trump, being the asshole that he is, but he's playing this nationalist, save America, America first, and yeah, you have to realize that America's time has passed. The globalists who are behind the Bidens and, the Dems, this immigration shit, all this is being done on purpose to destroy America. And hey, we're all for that. All right. Fuck this place. But I mean, they're going so hard as to, I wish I had thought to bring up the video I was just watching before I did. Out in California, I mean, they've come up with an idea, and this is from the president on down. Amnesty for around 8 million people that they've let in illegally. All right. Even if they had 10 I'm watching this video and I'm listening to these lawmakers. Like, even if they got 10 DUIs, it doesn't matter. And yet, what are all these people in prison for here? You have to clearly, again, this is, I personally, I always bring up the Cloward-Piven plan from the 60s. It's the thing at a certain time they're going to overload the system to bring it crashing down on purpose. Cloward-Piven strategy, all right? But it is hard once you read that not to say, well, damn, it is what they're doing. All right, because you got to understand, Jake now, for the most part, is asking for something of substance. Jake don't want no fucking monuments or holidays like this last one they gave us. Oh, you take that? Yeah, you go ahead. No. So they figured out that Jake is fed up with the Democrats. You remember it was that asshole Lyndon Baines Johnson that made that comment and say, well, I'll have niggers voting Democrat for the next, was it 200 or 300 years? I think it was 200 years. Anyway, could have been 300. I don't know. But to make a statement like that, all right, that's what, but see, Jake don't want to study history, even when it's in his best interest. That old saying, if you want to hide something from Jake, put it in the book. Of course, that's not the way it was said, but hey, it's sad, but it's true. I mean, Jake has been so demoralized, all right, but you still got to fight. I mean, again, it's too late in the game to worry about these fools. I'm talking about our people. Now, it is what it is. The best you can do, stay away from them, all right? Be careful what you say, of course, and what you do around them, because my people, more or less, have been reduced to almost animalistic, all right? And when you consider Esau, Edom, that's but these things were done on purpose, all right? Because you tell them these things, and again, that's why Matthew 7 and 6 is so important. Let's get it real quick, all right? You don't waste your breath on them. All right, but let me get this before I get that, because we're in a time now that things being revealed. In fact, you know what? Let me get a Luke and 2. And it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. People that are paying attention know that these assholes, and it's these elites, these banksters, which call themselves Jews, playing that game, all right, knowing that they're not, all right, it says, Jeremiah 49:20, that the least of them will draw them out. They're attacking people knowing that they themselves, why do you think Mr. Milkowski is here in D.C., gave that speech today, you know, or was it yesterday? Anyway, he's been here for a few days, but in any case, you know, trying to keep, because let's face it, I've seen videos, and it's not too far of a stretch when you consider what's going on here, how people have just got their lips glued to seemingly to this man's ass with industrial strength super glue. I mean, it's odd. You have AIPAC, that Jewish or Israeli lobby that is getting American politicians booted out of office. This is not conspiracy theory. It's out there for you to see. But that shows you who runs this, not only America, but the world. All right? And when we read scriptures like Jeremiah about Babylon has been might have been 51. Hold on, I always get these confused. Yeah, it is 51. Salaki. A golden cup. Here it is. Jeremiah 51:7 says, Babylon, America, hath been a golden cup in the Most High's hand that made all the earth drunken. How did it make the earth drunken? Its philosophies, its drunken. It's drunken. Its philosophies, its doctrine. Democracy made the whole world drunken. And lately you know what? This is some bullshit. We don't want homosexuality and all this other shit that comes with democracy. It says, the nations have drunken of her wine, again of her philosophy. Therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. And this correlates with Revelation 18th chapter. All right, or corresponds, I'm sorry, with Revelation 18th chapter. All right, so this is the swan song of America, what you're witnessing. Everybody's tired of this bitch, except for Jake, apparently. All right. Everybody wants. I'm thinking of that scene in the first Airplane movie with the hysterical nun and everybody lining up. That's the other countries, and the nun represents America. Or was it not a nun? I'll just say the hysterical passenger, the woman. I think it was a nun that was in the line. Salakia. It's been a long time. But in any case, so, yeah, everybody's tired of this bitch. Other Edomites despise the American Edomite. And now that I mention it, Donald Trump is the personification of that. Beyond proud, if it's such a thing. All right, so we got that, and let's see, what else did I say I was going to get? Let's see. Let's see. Which will culminate, let me get this, in Revelation 17, and that's the great prostitute and the beast. All right. Of course, the great whore being what? The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. I believe the original story to the hole in the harbor, New York, Statue of Liberty, was originally, she was supposed to be decked in purple, and so I guess they figured, well, that was too obvious. All right. It says, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. That's America. And everybody comes over here. All right. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. All right. Because everybody comes in here to lay with this hoe. Remember, her doctrines, her philosophies. All right. And it's going to culminate in what? It says, let's see, 16, and the 10 horns that I saw is upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. We're talking about nuclear fire. All right. So this place is one big old sacrifice. You got people coming up here, you wanting this, it's no accident that that's happening, although the so-called white man thinks he's smart and he thinks he can control this. No, ultimately it's the Most High. You're coming over here, all right, to get saved, or you're coming over here to get condemned. All right, it's all about the judgment. All right, so yeah, so what's that saying? Politics makes strange bedfellows. Well, you might have to come up with a, wow. I mean, and like he said, he was out there, to remember those newspaper articles and, all the talk going around, and evidently she wasn't that shy about it. But this whole thing is knowing, who are you willing to go all out for? Especially when something like this affects your people, you and your people. Newsflash, none of these motherfuckers care about us. None. You want to talk about Obama? Well, he helped the Skittles Nation, the Rainbow people. All right. In fact, that was what he was put in for. And you all, again, going by skin tone, complexion, the entirely wrong things, oh man, you just ate that shit up. Motherfuckers crying and shit, oh, we've been saved. Fell for it. And got screwed over just like every president before him and since. And you think this woman here is going to be any different when she told you running last time that she wasn't going to do anything exclusively for black people. And she meant it. And she honored her word. So as number 2, okay, what do you think if she gets the head job? What do you think she's going to do? Like I said, they have an agenda, and they want to stay in there to make sure that it's carried out. It reeks of desperation to me, personally. We got to stay in power here. Now you'll say, well, what's the guarantee that if Trump gets in, he doesn't do that? There is none. In fact, he could and may be worse. Like I said, we as a people, when it comes to this, we're screwed anyway. All right, I can go to all kinds of scriptures. The one is in my mind now is Lamentations 4:17. It's Isaiah 30 and 31. And the warning in 36, Isaiah 36:6. All right, which a lot of you are going to experience because you do lean too heavily. All right. You've so invested emotionally in America. A lot of you not going to know, again, why I brought up Isaiah 33:6. A lot of you, when America is over, when it's clear that there's nothing here anymore, when that rule of law is gone, ain't no more 911, because them motherfuckers got to protect their own. You think they're going to risk their life to come rescue you? Nope. So when that time comes, okay, a lot of you gonna remember all the times you walked by a camp, or you fanned your hand at a video, or you watched a video just for entertainment purposes, when we were trying to, get you to understand what the hell was really going on. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. The only one that's going to be hurt in the end is you. All right. So, hey, that's it for this. Again, Kwame Brown and Judge Joe Brown talk Biden, Kamala history. And remember, this happened over 3 years ago. So we're back again. All right. So there's some confusion about who they want behind the scenes to really represent the Democratic Party. So whether it's going to be like a no confidence vote, and they're just going to go ahead, don't know what's going to happen with the delegates, don't know what's going to happen with the Biden money, because if she doesn't get those, she can't use that money. And so far we have a bunch of idiots really, raising money for this woman. Van Jones, and I mean, all these people are a disgrace, really. Hey, so I hope whoever views this video is edified once again, and I want to remind you about the power of fasting and prayer. All right, until the next video, shalom.